Is God within everyone? By Barrie Mahoney. Most of us would have been shocked and horrified by the current criminal case involving the murder of many babies who were in the care of a young and deeply troubled nurse. Yet again, the wilful destruction of life is on our minds and challenges our understanding of goodness, and indeed God. Why did this happen? Why was it allowed to happen? Who is ultimately responsible? Now, these are just some of the current questions being asked, together with cries for justice. We also know that the pain and anguish felt by parents who have lost a child is even greater under such tragic and cruel circumstances. We feel their pain, but have no answers. Regular readers will know that I'm a Quaker. Yet my mind is often troubled by the often expressed Quaker view of that of God in everyone, or words to that effect. I know many Quakers use this phrase when trying to explain to others what it is to be a Quaker. Indeed, I sometimes use this phrase, particularly when looking for an answer that isn't too complicated when replying to a question about why I am a Quaker. The more cynical have often replied my reply with a puzzled, what about Hitler, Mussolini, or currently Putin? Are you saying that these people were God-inspired too? It's often a difficult question to answer, and one that's troubled me for many years. In my reply, I now replace the usual phrase with, it is the potential of God within everyone, which I'm much more comfortable with. I often wonder if President Putin, Donald Trump, Nigel Farage, Boris Johnson, or other current controversial figures can claim to be God-inspired. We must be careful here, since how many of these views are politically inspired by our own personal prejudices? It may be that although these people do not fall within our political view of what is acceptable or not, or what we think God would approve of, how do we know? The opposite may be true. Similar concerns were raised at our Quaker meeting this week, and it was, as usual, interesting to hear the views and thoughts of others. Is it right that we alone determine who is God-inspired or not? For me, the answer was beautifully expressed by one of our members who gave a horticultural explanation. His explanation is that the goodness of God is within all of us from birth as a tiny seed. As with all seeds, if it's watered, fed and nurtured, it will grow into a strong and healthy plant. If not, it will wither and die. During these unsettled times, the simple comparison of the goodness of God with the growth and nurture of a tiny seed has, for me, given an explanation that I can live with. You have been listening to Is God Really Within Everyone? By Barrie Mahoney. If you'd like to find out more about me and my books, please go to my website www.barriemahoney.com. And thank you for listening.